Welcome to the Determined Mom Show, the only marketing podcast dedicated to guiding mom CEOs into tranquility, wealth, and multiplying those precious moments.
Welcome to this episode of the Determined Mom Show. I am your host, Amanda Tento, and today I want to share with you what I want you to learn from my illness. And this episode is really about life and business revelations, things that were revealed to me through this process. If you haven't listened to episode 243 to find out why my voice is like this and what exactly happened to me and what my illness was, please go back and listen to that so then this episode will make more sense. I was intubated, I will say that, and that's when my voice is the way it is. And I'm still working on getting back to what I would call a normal or close to normal. And looking forward to sharing this with you. When I went into the hospital, I thought I had to have everything, all my I's dotted, all my T's crossed, everything ready for the baby, which is normal, like nesting or being a mom, ready for a new baby. So I had all the baby stuff ready, and I had my business stuff ready and not completely in a place where I can just leave for 8 weeks and not have to touch it. That was not, so I was expecting to be able to be back, to be able to answer questions. I was expecting just a couple days that I was kind of out. Everything that I planned for did not happen the way that I wanted it to. And it was a huge experience. One of the things that happened when I woke up was I realized that I didn't want my life to be like it was before. How was my life? I basically worked all the time. I woke up and got the kids off to school, got to my desk around 8, and I really sat there until 6 o'clock at night, minus like getting them off the bus and getting them started on their homework and eating lunch. But for the most part, I basically worked all the time. And I didn't have all that much to show for it. I had a lot of clients and we had a great income coming, but it wasn't that I needed to work that much. I don't even know what I was doing at this point now that I don't work that much. But anyway, so I was just maybe addicted to the work and I just felt like my purpose was work and that was it. So when I woke up, I realized like, hey, I don't want to live like this. I don't want my family to be like this. I don't want anything to be like this at work. So I ended up just talking to my husband about it. And I said, look, I don't want anything to be the way it was before because it wasn't great. And I shouldn't have been working that much and I shouldn't have been focused that much on work and kids and you just from better. And it was just a huge revelation. So I knew that in order for my life to be different, my business had to be different, right? So I'm thinking, okay, if I can just not touch all of this stuff for 6 weeks and see what happens afterwards, and if everything's still okay, then, it'll be fine. Right before I had gone into the hospital, I had got 2 new clients and they were really big clients. Like one has a Google business optimization project of 100 locations. And then the other one had a Google business and management project of 26 locations. So we went forward with those projects and I was again assuming that I would be able to answer questions and be there for my team and be there for the client. And that was not the case. My husband had to reach out to a colleague of mine who I had hired VA through. I trusted this person with everything, and I did not think that they would let me down. In the end, they ended up letting me down. So this is another lesson that I want to share with you. And that is, don't just trust anyone, even though they promise you them. Don't trust them because it's very likely that they will not come for free. And when that happens, it can be devastating. So I ended up losing the client where we had 26 management profiles per month. And that's simply because she did not pay, even though I was paying her, like it was coming out of my account auto draft or VA. She was not paying the VA that was supposed to be working on my project. And that VA ended up not doing work because she wasn't getting paid. And here we are like Christmas time and She has kids and things, and she needed money. She needs to get paid for the work that she's doing. So she ended up not doing her work. And I couldn't figure out why. And so finally I figured out why. And it was because literally $180 her pay was being withheld from her. And for no reason. And this person was not replying to my messages, not replying to her messages. So I ended up just paying her the $180 because I do not like for people to be unpaid, especially on my watch. Even though I'd already paid her the $180 through the other person, actually way more than that, I just said, okay, I don't want you to be suffering because of something that you were supposed to be doing for me. And here is the payment. So the moral of this story is that we ended up, because of the poor response time, losing that client, even though it was extenuating circumstances, but it was a very big corporation and they did not want to move forward with that type of response. So that was a big customer service lesson for me, a big lesson in trusting others with your business for me. My husband was already busy. If you're thinking like, oh, why didn't your husband just step in? My husband was busy making sure I didn't die. He was advocating for me. He was coming to the hospital every single day, rubbing my feet. He was taking care of a absolutely 100% newborn baby. And he was also taking care of our other 3 kids, making sure they got to school, making sure they got their homework done, making sure they had lunches. He was doing absolutely everything. So there was no way he could take on another thing. It was just a lot. The whole experience was a lot. And what I want you to take away from this experience is that I want you to realize that you do not have to work as much as you're working now. You can work probably half of what you're working and still get the same, if not better results, because your concentration is going to be more focused. Your efforts are going to be more focused. It's just going to 10x your results. So since I have gotten home from the hospital, and now I'm recording this in June, at the end of June, and I got home from the hospital, I want to say the beginning of February, I didn't even open my computer until, I want to say like mid-March, because I literally couldn't. I was trying to relearn how to walk. That was my biggest task when I came home, was trying to walk for longer distances. And I was so excited that I could walk from here to the bathroom at first. And it's just crazy when you find out what's really important in life and the things that you actually take for granted. So you do not need to be working as much as you do. My business was fine for however long, probably. That's more than 8 weeks. That's 6, 10, probably like 12 weeks. So my business was fine without me for 12 weeks. Minus a couple client communications here and there, and obviously team communications. But other than that, I could do all of that from my phone. So I did not have to log in. I did not have to do any of that. And it's actually grown since I got home. So that is amazing too. So you just need to make sure that you evaluate what you're doing, evaluate where you want to be, and really focus that time on what you want your life to look like. My family knows now that I don't work anywhere near as much as I did. I probably work maybe 3 hours a day, if that, just because I have a lot of therapy. I want to spend time with them. I want to be able to do things around the house. There's just so many things that I want to focus on that is not work, that I need to make sure that I have that time. That's what I focus on. And I did actually end up hiring an operations assistant, which has made all the difference. And she is helping me to get organized. She's helping me to get my client onboarding. She's helped me to do that. We've worked through a lot of things together. And she's also going to eventually become that person where my husband can just send her one message and she sends everybody a message and lets them know what's going on and takes over everything. So it is amazing to have that and to know that I'm setting myself up for success in the future, and also setting myself up so I can step even further back from my business whenever I want to. We're getting ready to take a couple days off as a family And I would never have done that before. I would have never been able to 2 days off of work and not done anything, not messaged anyone, not done anything. But I have full confidence in Danielle, and I hope you're listening. But I just so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to have gone through this experience, because if it hadn't been for this experience, I wouldn't know these things. I would still be thinking that I had to work all the time. I'd still be thinking that if I didn't work this amount of hours, that this would happen. You are your own boss. I am my own boss, and we make the rules, we make the schedule. And we can get as much done in 3 hours as we can in 8. So that is my lesson for you today. I really hope that you take this and really evaluate your life and your business, and imagine yourself in a situation where you can't touch your business, even if you want to, for 12 weeks. What would happen? And then make an emergency plan. Figure out what is really important to you, what parts of your business you enjoy, what parts of your business you don't enjoy, and then cut all that stuff out that you don't enjoy and only focus on those things that you do enjoy. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Let's face it, piecing together a marketing plan with the things you hear, watch, or read online, while tempting, is never a good idea. The truth is, people don't search on social media for your services, and even if they do, they will still be going to Google to check your ratings. By not having a cohesive, proven marketing system, you are leaking clients and customers through giant holes in your customer acquisition bucket. But let's talk about what else isn't working. Posting tirelessly on social media, tracking followers as a business metric for success, paying for ineffective marketing, buying glossy ads in coupon magazines, spending time replying to comments, paying others to manage your social media with no actual sales coming in. So what is going to work? Having a proven marketing system in place will plug every hole in your bucket and allow you to begin to fill up with new customers and to also retain and nurture your current ones. Go to tdm-marketing/6-marketing-musts and download our free guide to 6 marketing musts guaranteed to get you more customers.